Hey, how's it going?
Hi, William. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, no problem.
All
I'll
right,
do
we
it.
are going to get started and roll straight into questions. We will take our first question from Jeff Gluck. Jeff, go ahead with your question.
Hey, William, I'm wondering, other than yourself, who do you think is a dark horse team or a surprise to make a run that people should watch in the playoffs?
Oh man, that's a good question. I think honestly, say I'd say Eric Almirola. I mean, I just think their consistency. I think they've been consistently fast at a lot of these tracks. So the only thing with that is I feel like a lot of the tracks are going to be much different in the playoffs than the ones that we ran in the summertime. Typically summertime's a lot of 2 mile tracks and big, fast, open racetracks, and that's not really the case in the playoffs. So, but I'd say they've performed pretty well throughout.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, we're going to take our next question from Jason Brown. Jason, go ahead.
Thanks, Amanda. William, thanks for the time. Congrats last week, and I know that was big for you, partner. That was such a
Thank
huge
you.
deal. You obviously you just dealt with a stressful, pressure-packed situation, and trying to advance into the playoffs. So tell me a little bit about the mindset now for your team going forward. You've got these next 3 weeks. So obviously, you'd love to get another checkered flag, but take me through, I guess, the mindset right now that you guys are going through.
Honestly, for us, I think that now having that first win of the season, first win for me, for this team, I feel like we're more focused on just executing the details of each race. Obviously, our goal going into this year was to make it further than we did last year in the playoffs, which was the round of 12 last year. So if we can make it to the round of 8 this year, would be a success for sure. We just have to take it one race at a time. And a lot of these tracks are good for us. I think the first round's probably the weakest of the tracks for us. So we just have to try to focus on that and try to just compete in every race and hopefully get out of this first round with a great race at Darlington. Richmond's definitely our toughest of the three, so we're going to have to really work hard at that place to have a good run.
Okay, we're going to take our next question from Lee Spencer. Lee, go ahead.
Thank you. Congratulations on the win and the new
Thank you.
contract. How did all of that come into play, and were you already negotiating prior to the win?
Yeah, honestly, for us, we were already kind of negotiating that. I had 1 year left after this one, so it wasn't super urgent to get it done or anything. But when Hendrick came to me and wanted to sign for a couple more years, I was thrilled, and I think that honestly, it's worked out well for both of us. And the fact that they have confidence in me is a great thing, and I can just go out there and race as hard as I can and try to do the best I can for them. So they've made that known that they just want me to focus on the racetrack, and I'm going to try to do that throughout the playoffs for sure.
Appreciate your time. Good luck in the postseason.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to continue with questions. Our next question will come from Mark Garrow with PRN. Mark, go ahead.
Thank you, and congratulations again, William. That was a heck of a final few laps at Daytona. It was fun to watch. Congratulations. As you look ahead this first round, Bristol being the cutoff race, Daytona was an unpredictable race. It's a super speedway. Is Bristol, you think, going to be the same type of wild card where just about anything can happen and a surprise could pop up out of nowhere as well?
Well, I think the surprise will just be some of the guys that maybe have issues with their cars or get caught up in a wreck. But I think you're going to have to run well and perform well to win that race. There's really not a fluke per se. So I think, for us, we're just going to have to focus on running well at Bristol. It's a track where things happen really fast, and you can't have mistakes on pit road. You can't have mistakes on the track. So it's that's our focus, is just have a mistake-free race there. We had a fast car there in the first race of the year back in June, and then the All-Star race was okay for us. I think we finished somewhere in the top 10. So we just have to try to improve and see what we can do.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're going to take our next question from Bob Pockris. Bob, go ahead.
Yeah, William, how important is having that stability through 2022, especially in light, whenever a company changes leadership, there's always questions about stability of the sponsorship. So to know that you're going to be there for a couple more years how much does that impact you?
Well, it's huge. I think for me, the confidence comes from knowing that Mr. Hendrick and Jeff have confidence in me no matter what sponsor or whoever is on my car. So they've made that known since I've been there, is that my deal is separate from anything like that. And I can go out there and compete hard and drive their car, and they're going to make sure that I can be on the racetrack each and every week. So I think that's where my confidence comes from, is just knowing that I'm going to be in that car. And definitely with this deal, I can focus on the playoffs and focus on trying to win more races.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're going to take our next question from John Newby. Go ahead, John.
Thank you so much. William, you're in a great starting spot for the upcoming race at Darlington, and you're lined up right next to Alex. Is there any talk about you guys maybe kind of getting a strategy together to race to the front of the pack or anything like that?
Not really, just because Darlington is not like a speedway race or somewhere where you can really work together. But I think that, for us all starting up towards the front, the three of us, I think that's going to be great. It's going to be an advantage to have 3 cars up there competing for stage wins and things of that nature. So I think it's all going to elevate our game and just gives us that advantage to be able to starting up front is just huge at any racetrack. Darlington luckily is a long race, so even if you start towards the back, you've got plenty of time to get towards the front. But it's going to help having a great pit stall selection. That's really what comes to mind for me, is having that great pit stall.
Perfect. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're going to take our next question from Michael Shilton. Michael, go ahead.
Thank you very much. Well, William, congratulations again on the victory and the contract extension. Of course, you're only the second driver to win behind the wheel of the number 24 car, the other course being Jeff Gordon, and your win last Saturday, you accomplished your first victory at a younger age than Jeff Gordon. I just wondered, what were your emotions following that race, taking that checkered flag in? Did Jeff Gordon reach out to you afterwards?
Definitely. It was cool to talk to Jeff on Sunday and just get his thoughts on it, and just the excitement there between the two of us. We've really worked well together in the past of just trying to understand how to get better and improve, and he's given me some nuggets and some things that I can improve on. So it's been great to talk to him about the team aspect and things that we can just do to continue to elevate our performance. And it's just been it's been a great couple of days. I was super excited when we finished that race like we did. So it was really fun.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to take our next question from Kelvin with ROC Sports. Kelvin, go ahead.
Hey, William, congrats on the win at Daytona and the contract extension with Hendrick. Going in, your relationship with Chad Knaus a couple weeks ago was broadcast over the airwaves there. You kind of had a struggle there, but since then you guys have kind of rebounded. How important is that going to be going in to the first round, where you say you've struggled at the 3 racetracks coming up, but his relationship with Jimmy and winning the 7 championships, how's that help you going into these first round?
I think it helps a lot. Obviously we a couple weeks ago were struggling there at Dover, but we really turned it around. And since that second race, we've really been on it. So I think honestly for us, we've gotten past those hurdles, and we've been able to handle the pressure really well. So just knowing that the two of us together can handle the pressure and go out there and do what we need to do. I have confidence in him, and we know that we have the same goals. We both want to win, and we'll do whatever it takes to do that.
Thanks, William. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to take our next question from Scott Chansey. Scott, go ahead.
What is it about Darlington that makes it a challenging track?
Oh gosh, everything. I think just the fact that it's 2 lanes wide, the fact that you have to run against the wall to make speed. These cars are super sensitive to hitting the wall to begin with. You can't really even touch the wall nowadays and get away with it. So you got to factor all that stuff in when you go to race at Darlington. So it's a tough track. Restarts are tough there because there's definitely a dominant lane on the outside. So having the choose cone in effect is going to make that a challenge as well. So yeah, I mean, you can kind of name everything. The playoffs, I mean, it's not going to be easy.
Okay, we're going to take our next question from Cole. Cole, go ahead with your question.
Hey, William. This is your second consecutive year in the playoffs. You're a year older. You got a win under your belt. More chemistry with Chad and the team. How does your approach to the 2020 playoffs differ from years past?
I think honestly for me, just having that comfort of knowing what the playoffs is like. I mean, the first race last year in the playoffs was kind of action-packed and intense for me, and I learned a lot through that. And kind of you have to handle adversity well. I feel like we've been through a lot of adversity this year. We've had a lot of tire issues. We've had some issues just with random things that have happened. So now we kind of powered through all that stuff so we can go into the playoffs and know that we are able to handle that adversity well.
Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're going to take our next question from Dustin Long. Dustin, go ahead.
Thank you. William, you mentioned Richmond as being a challenging track. Some others have mentioned that. One thing that's interesting about this year is that the spring Richmond race wasn't held. So this will be the first time at Richmond this year. Obviously, there's some other tracks that maybe can correlate. What will the challenge be, especially with it being a playoff race, first time this season for you and for everybody else?
Well, I mean, that's a good point. We haven't raced there this year. It's not one of my favorite tracks, but I think that, for us, we will lean on our notes and information from New Hampshire. I think we had a good run there. We also finished okay at Phoenix as well. I think we finished 11th at New Hampshire and 10th at Phoenix. So right around the top 10, which is kind of our goal going into Richmond. I think if we can finish in the top 10, it'll give us an opportunity to try to win at a couple other tracks. So, I think it's one of those tracks that you kind of lower your expectations a little bit for us and try to just get out of there with a solid finish, one that we can kind of gather the points we need to going into the next couple.
Okay, we're going to take our next question from Noah Lewis. Noah, go ahead.
Yeah, hey, William. We heard, we've talked a little bit about Chad Knaus, and we saw the turnaround at Dover and then what led to at Daytona. And Chad's been very vocal on saying that he wanted to win with the 24 car. Have you guys talked at all, or can you give us any insight on what the future holds if Chad and you guys have talked about a next year run or what he's feeling?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really handle all those talks and stuff with what's going on there, but yeah, I love working with Chad. I mean, I think he's been great for my career. Obviously, he's elevated me from where I was in my rookie year, where this team was in my rookie year, which was not something we were proud of, and elevated us into a playoff contending team. So that a lot of that is thanks to him. It's not just me as a driver. It's our engineers, it's our team, pit crew, mechanics. It's everybody that he's elevated their game for us to get into the playoffs 2 years in a row. So I think it's been a great thing for me, and I look forward to what's ahead, in these next 10 races with him.
Thanks, William. Congrats again.
Okay, we're going to take one final question for William. Marty with ROC Sports, go ahead with your question.
Thanks, Amanda. William, congratulations on the win last Saturday and making it into the playoffs. I know Jimmy Johnson has meant a lot to you ever since you joined the Hendrick squad back in 2017, I think it was. And this weekend, what's it going to mean to honor him throwback style in his 2013 All-Star scheme for the 24?
Oh, it's going to be really cool. I think, honestly, for me, I'm excited about running that scheme, and I feel like looking at his car on the racetrack as well is going to be really cool. So I'm excited to see all those throwback schemes, particularly Jimmy's, and just look forward to seeing what that's like. I think Darlington has a great tradition going there.
Thanks for your time, man. Best of luck this weekend.
Thank you.
All right, William, we appreciate your time, and you're free to move on to your next stop. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.